Well, let's get the reaction of Dale Vince, who's an environmentalist and founder of Ecotricity, the UK's first renewable energy company. Very good morning to you. Thanks so much. And this price cap figure is disappointing, isn't it? Up by 0.2% from January, expected to go up even further in April as well. And there had been thought there might be a slight respite for bill payers come January. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, look, 27p a month is hardly a drama, is it? But I hear what you're saying. We want bills to go down. And currently they're about 35% higher than they were before the invasion of Ukraine, when they went to record levels. But the fundamental problem we have is that we allow gas to set the price of all of our electricity, even when we make it from the wind and sun. In 2023, that added £43 billion to our energy bills. We need to break the link in order to let green energy deliver on its real price, which is much lower than fossil fuels. And until the government does that, even if we get to 100% green on the grid by 2030, we won't bring our bills down.
Del, that's an argument that many people have been making for years now. I know not just you have been arguing for that. Why do you think at this point the people in power that have been making decisions haven't been listening to that particular plan?
I don't know. What I hear from government is that civil servants say it's too difficult. I don't understand that. We published a roadmap a couple of weeks ago. We commissioned research into exactly how to do it using the mechanisms of the energy system. It's a simple auction. And instead of getting paid what you bid as a generator, you get paid what gas bids. So it should be a very simple change to make.
And in the meantime, as we were saying, prices expected to tick higher again next year. And it's not because of higher wholesale prices, is it? It seems to be because of levies and policy decisions associated with this government investment in renewables driving up bills. Would you agree that that's what's happening?
No, because the levy component of the energy bill hasn't risen in this last quarter or this last 6 months. That's not what's happened. We have a new entrant in the kind of the levy list, if you like. There are a lot of levies on our energy bills, a lot of hidden taxes. But the new entrant is Sizewell C. It's now adding about £1 per month, which is much more than this £3 a year that we're talking about. And it's going to add that for the next 10 to 15 years while it's being built. It won't make any electricity for 10 or 15 years, but we're starting to pay for it. I think that's wrong. The other culprit...
Sorry to interrupt you. We don't have loads of time, but we've got to invest in this sort of stuff, haven't we? I mean, I know you probably won't agree with nuclear power being the answer to all of our problems, but if we don't invest in it now, then it's not going to pay off. I mean, you know that previous governments didn't invest, and now we find ourselves where we are.
All right, I take your point, but you say that about nuclear, but you don't say that about green. What's happening? And the other culprit are the network operators that are making vast sums of money. About a third of our bills goes to the people that own the cables, then monopolies, regulated, making 40% profit margins, which is outrageous.
Are we upgrading the grid and making these new investments to try to push towards this clean energy target by 2030 too quickly, do you think? Is there a benefit in relaxing a bit about that target, relaxing the target itself, do you think? Do you think that would help keep bills down?
I don't think that it would. In the case of offshore wind, that's become more expensive. But if you look at solar, the expected price of solar in the next round of CFD contracts is about 30% below the forward wholesale price. So it's coming in at a discount. And offshore wind it may come in at wholesale or slightly above. I don't think it's fundamentally what's driving our bills up, the speed at which we're going. I mean, it's a global situation we're in terms of infrastructure costs. I don't think waiting will help us. The point you made just a minute ago is sooner we invest, the sooner we get the benefits. In nuclear, well, that's 10 or 15 years away. We can build offshore wind much faster. We can build onshore within 12 months and solar as well. So the sooner we do it, the sooner we get our bills down. But we must break the link. If we don't do that, it doesn't matter how much we build.
Absolutely. Look, Del, you've given money to the Labour Party in the past. I do want to talk about that in a moment. But if you were in the Treasury, if you were helping Rachel Reeves craft this budget, what would you be saying to her and her team as to how energy bills can come down?
We're publishing a paper on it on Monday, and we're going to share it with every MP and share it with the government as well. 3 levers to reform the energy system. It's not fit for purpose anymore. They're fairly straightforward things to do. Break the link, CFD for the North Sea, and control the network operators. We can halve our energy bills if we do these 3 things. That's what I'd be saying.
And Kamali just referenced your support of the Labour Party. How do you think they're doing? And are you tempted at all to switch allegiance to the Greens under their new leader?
It's a slightly That's a funny question. Excuse me
Well,
for
why
laughing.
is it so funny? Go on. You've given
Well,
3.4 million to them since Starmer's been in power. Are you happy with the way that they're running the country at the moment?
It's more than that. But look, I give money to Labour, or I gave money to Labour because I wanted them to win the election. I thought it was the most important thing we could do. Earlier on your show, somebody said the consensus had been broken, and it was broken. The Tories pulled away from green energy. I thought that was a very dangerous thing for our country. Labour have a green agenda, and of course we just had 14 years of Tory rule, which had been so bad for the country. And so it was a moral thing. I thought, I have some money, I can do this, I can help Labour win the election. That's why I did it.
OK, so you are tempted then to give money to Zach Balancey and the Greens now?
Did I say that?
Trying to read between the lines, Dale, I wonder.
You're going to have to do a better job than that. I'm not saying that at all. I was explaining why I gave money to Labour. And look, I still believe in Labour. I don't think, obviously they're not perfect. There have been stumbles. I think most of the problem is a communication issue. I think Labour have done good things and it doesn't get talked about enough, but they haven't got energy bills down and they don't appear to be listening yet on that. And also, I think we need to reform our tax system. We need a wealth tax. We need to take VAT off energy, for example, because it doesn't belong there with, millions of people in poverty struggling to afford their bills. Why do we have VAT on there as well? There are lots of things the government could do. There are lots of things the government has done. I'm still full of belief and faith that come the next election, they'll have done a lot to turn things around in our country.
OK, well, Delvin's really interesting to get your take this morning. We really appreciate it. Thanks very much indeed. And I guess you'll be watching the budget, like we all will, to see
Morning to you, Dale. Thanks for being with us.
What help the Chancellor might give energy bill payers, because it has been heavily hinted at. In fact, I think she's explicitly said that she will try to help.
She will be making some changes to try and bring bills down, but will it bring it down to the levels that is required? That'll be the big question. Delvin's obviously got some ideas as to what they can do.
Interesting
to help
stuff.
out.